the whole thing, my association with Process Church happened when Boyd Rice sent me some of the original materials that were in books and magazines, and it was radical, apocalyptic material and did not hold back and really was extremist. And I had a similar thought process at the time as Process Church did. The end is coming, nobody else is seeing it, we're here. And you know, we had that Chicken Little point of view, really. But so it seemed to fit in quite well with that book. And then, you know, I started reading things like Maury Terry's Ultimate Evil, and which basically said that the Process Church was this sinister underground mass murder organization that used dogs with the Son of Sam murders and were part of the whole Manson thing, and beyond that they were developing another mass murderer by the name of Manson 2 and other things like this. So yeah, that was in the book. Anyway, it was, you know, the idea was somewhat terrible. Oh my God, what is this thing? And so I heard from a friend, associate John Aes-Nihil, that Robert de Grimston actually lived in Staten Island. So I said, well, I'll call up information. And there he was, information. And I call up, and this nice, diffident British guy answers the phone. Hello, what do you want? And I explained it. But that was astounding because, you know, Maury Terry's like this sinister guy. He hasn't surfaced. He's out there really busy murdering hundreds of thousands of people all the time and burying them so the police and nobody else can find them and all this stuff. So it's crazy, the belief systems in the United States. The belief system as a process thing was interesting, but the belief system of the believers of how the terrifying aspect of the Process Church was also interesting. However, when you get to come to grips with the reality of the story, it may not be as ugly or sensational, but it is a pretty extraordinary thing about how a esoteric psychological group starts to communicate with higher beings, as I say, in group meditations. And I wanted to ask you about that. Did you begin this association became the process? You were early at the compulsions analysis, right?
Yes. It started as compulsions analysis, which was really a psychological technology, basically actually evolving out of Scientology, but taking some very basic elements out of Scientology before it goes kind of completely wacky, which we found very helpful, and using the e-meter we found very helpful too. So I think what the process was basically, as we cleared our psychological blockages, our psychological compulsions, spiritual stuff would come, start rising to the surface. And I think that's how we kind of made that transition between psychological and spiritual.